And yeah, sorry self-polemic for not answering. We were a bit in crisis mode there, but the stream has been going well so far. Happen to be starting off on our second attempt through human here. Hopefully we'll go a little bit more smoothly than our first. We'll have to see if we get snake again and how scared I have to be. Perfect. Definitely a good start overall. Relatively straightforward, to say the least. Okie dokie. There's our hornet friend. Hello, pal. So this time, let's make sure we light this up early, because I kept forgetting just how quickly even a zombie hornet moves. And perfect. Let's hope we find a slightly more manageable undead, maybe something with the same speed as us instead of something quick. And we might be able to do our best to puzzle out the conjure flame trickery. I think I got in my head how it works. It makes sense to me at the very least. Let's see, the Orc Warrior will hit us from afar, but it does mean that we can just yoink up the stairs as soon as things start to go poorly, and let's just head somewhere else, shall we? Play it a little bit safer. You have a bit more of a manageable approach to the fight. Not looking like it here, but this warrior does not have a reach weapon, so we could try and bring them upstairs with us, which kind of interests me. So let's pop up. Throw out a blink here so that we gain the necessary space. I think we'll need even more space than that, so we'll do a couple more blinks. Perfect. And there we go. Stand in the corner here so that we can get both foxfires going at once, and perfect. Don't want to go down that stairs. Honestly, this one's probably relatively safe now. We took out the biggest threat at the very least. And then just a few foxfires leaves us with our centaur friend, which I should stop trying to kill. So I think what we want to do is conjure flame, step here, then step down diagonally. Perfect. Works just how it says on the tin. So definitely something we can try and employ against any mindless enemies that will walk straight into our fire. Seems like an absolutely wonderful little strat there. In the last scenario with Undead Wasp, you would have considered casting it twice in a row, tank a hit, and then back up and allow the wasp. Definitely if we had employed that strategy a little bit earlier, definitely could have worked out for us. Unfortunately, we weren't in too rough of a spot there, so we're able to pull through in one piece. Definitely nice to get back into the swing of things with Conjure Flame, because it is such an incredible tool at our disposal. It would be a real shame not to take full advantage of it. As we slowly but surely take out these yaks one by one, let's just head up and heal all that magic. You know what, let's bring you upstairs too. Do some fancy blink work to stay out of melee range, stay safe, and absolutely bombard the son of a gun. Perfect. So at least for the next little while here, Conjure Flame will be doing a decent amount of our work for us. In fact, we can already do it again thanks to the setup our enemies chose to approach us in. And send all of our fire down the hallway here. It's nice when they line up all orderly in a queue, isn't it? Perfect. And that really allows us to cheese the centaur, because in every spawn location, our foxfire is going to be between us and the ranged opponent, so they don't get to take any advantage of their usual bow nastiness. And oh, I didn't expect you to walk through the fire. I guess you're animal intelligence, so it makes sense. Dang. Maybe I should have just stayed next to it, and that's what we'll do this time around. We'll Conjure Flame once more, and then as soon as they step up, we can just let them sit in our giant fireball there. Perfect. I shouldn't be too surprised, because the monster that I so often find myself using that little trick against is usually like the first few Hydras that we find. As long as you have higher AC, this character, not looking quite like I'd want to tank a hit from anything other than a one-headed Hydra, but it's still nice to get that extra damage off and can be quite powerful. Question is, Maggie, do I want to take you on? Bolt of Fire is going to hit pretty dang hard, but so can we at the end of the day. I mean, even for just some more straightforward numbers here, we can see that the Foxfire deals 1d9 per flame. So ideally, in 4 casts, she could be dead. And we could get most of those up and running before she even gets the opportunity to react here. So we'll start with actually a sticky flame, dealing a nice amount of damage, and then we get mesmerized, so we can't move away. That's fine, we'll just move in to allow our Foxfires to sneak on by, squeeze on past, and no problems there whatsoever. Didn't find ourselves in one-hit lethal range, fortunately. Also, ooh, me oh my, I did just see something interesting. I mean, just for style points, let's pull off the trick, perfect. But some Swamp Dragon scales, that's pretty sweet. It's a relatively low encumbrance rating, decent armor rating, and this will give us resistance to poison without needing to carry the staff around. So that at least intrigues me as a potential option here. We could even do a quick test. We go from 1126 for fail percentages on spells up to 12819. So we can still cast our mainstays, no problem. That's pretty awesome. Sticky Flame being at 8%, that's actually fine by me. Blink at 19, I don't love, but it is nice to be up at 12 AC and have that poison resistance. It means that we could switch over to the Whip of Freezing, maybe the Mace of Protection even, get some more temporary AC. Works for me. And on the skill side of things, it's just about time that we came back to do some reallocations here. One thing that I did want to start up on is shield training. We picked up that early buckler, so it's going to be relatively quick to bring shields up to a score of 4, and then we'll be able to use that bad boy right away here. There's even a kite shield waiting for us on the floor on one of the earlier levels here. And perfect. Last but not least, I think I will pop fighting on for the time being here. Let's try and give ourselves a little bit of extra health moving forward. And okie dokie, looking pretty solid. D9, this is, I mean, we've already found our lair entrance. This is a relatively good time to potentially turn around and start exploring down that avenue. I'm a bit more accepting of staying in the regular dungeon here, just because we did find that nice early scene visibility ring, so we don't have to worry about the first unseen horrors or something that we'll run across. And hello, Joseph. +2 quarterstaff of draining. And Joseph hits pretty freaking hard. Much like Maggie, we could just light you on fire with a sticky flame. Try and dish out enough to swamp you down. Sometimes it's nice being in melee range of Joseph, because when he gets his sling out, he can actually output ridiculous amounts of damage. But we're not in a great spot when it comes to our ability to retreat, are we? So that's not grand. Can at least risk one turn here. We can always do teleport, head upstairs, try and lose him in the medley. Oh, you immediately berserk. Oh, that's interesting. So now that quarterstaff is gonna hit real hard and hurt really badly. The silver lining here is that Joseph can no longer use ranged weapons. So we could try and get a little bit fancy, just a wee bit. A blink, try and gain some distance, keep just whittling him down from afar. I mean, if we blink down here and this room is full of enemies, I'm gonna look real stupid. But if I blink up here and kill him before he even approaches us, it's gonna be pretty awesome. Of course, we end up right next to him. Fantastic. Let's try one more time. Okay, managed to gain a little bit of distance this time around. I did kind of forget our blink is only at 19% in terms of failure rate, so was getting pretty lucky there. We succeeded 2 in a row, that's pretty sweet. Well, what do I want to do with you, Joseph? I do kind of want to try and get a couple more turns here. I mean, getting the hit off with our Mace of Protection does give us some extra AC. I am worried about getting 2-shot here, of course, very concerned. So we'll even blink one more time. I mean, we are getting Joseph real low here. Of course, that doesn't matter if I die. Sometimes I'm silly. So blink doesn't necessarily save us. I'm hoping our Foxfires can kill Joseph. Gee, this is scary. Very much so. Yeah, I was getting a little bit cocky already this early into the run. Not great. Not a good look. But we'd go for the 81% chance of success on the blink here, and as long as it takes us far away, we should be able to finish off Joseph now. If it puts us next to him, might be dead. If it fails, might be dead. But these are the things that one must be willing to risk in life. As we blink right next to him, so we get the negative outcome, but on the flip side of it, our Foxfires kill him. So okay, I'll take that. And it looks scary when your screen is constantly flashing red and your health bar is in the low zone, but of course, a kobold with rocks, at least we weren't in danger of being one-shot, so we were able to take that son of a gun down. And there we go. Still, not too bad all in all. Probably just shouldn't have gone into that fight. It was kind of dumb. But hey, it did work, which means we get some early experience out of the mix here. So that's pretty sweet in its own right. Hey, you've been away from the game for a few years, and my stream has been great for getting back into it. Thanks. Yeah, no problem at all, Realm Ding Dong. Appreciate you finding the stream here and showing up to say hello as well. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And very much happy to hear anytime somebody's getting back into the game, getting into the game for the first time, whatever the case be. I definitely have a very similar experience on my end of things, where I've just constantly put the game down for a while and then, you know, decided, oh, let's see what's changed, what the new additions have brought, and come back to it year after year here. So I can definitely understand the mind state, and it's nice to have somebody to watch to get back into it. I know in my more recent return here that culminated in me starting to stream it. I, about 2 years ago, started really getting into watching ultraviolence videos, and that was just a bit of a cascade effect. Got me hooked in deeply and finally feeling more comfortable with my play and able to win games, which was not something that I'd ever really been exceptionally experienced with. As we accidentally find ourselves next to a two-headed ogre. Come on, don't make me look stupid, game. We were just talking about how good we are now. How much better we've gotten. But that's a-okay. Nice blink to get us out of there. And we should be looking slightly better here. Bring up a flame. And gotta be real cautious. That two-headed ogre. But the nice thing about this, of course, is that we can just hammer down on the yaks from afar here as we lead the ogre back to these stairwells, which we should make a quick mental note on. Let's not go down there. Also, hello, my orc friend. Kind of forgot you existed. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm being stupid with my attempts to blink. Let's just run away instead. That's much better. No reason to get fancy with it. We could even just leave the level for now. Let's do it. Head upstairs, go for the full heal. Try and deal with these sons of guns in a slightly more distant manner. It's nice to have a bit of space between us and our enemies. Also, oh, whoops. Hello, friend. Don't mind me, didn't see you there. My bad. Pardon me, excuse me. Now we will lay it down the Foxfires as much as possible. We are still getting smite damage from our orc priest friend, and we're not outputting very much damage. Not going great in that department. So let's pop another one down, and there we go. We're in a slightly better position just in regards to having only the warrior in sight and not the priest, so that worked out well in the end. And now, before we get too foolish and cocky about things, let's go find our yak, shall we? Oh, I thought that I hit the wrong key and accidentally cast Blink instead of Conjure Flame, but nope, of course, Dispersal Trap. Silly old me. Are you gonna walk up to us? The yaks are confusing me. Sometimes they seem to have no problem walking through the fire and flames here. Other times they're being exceptionally cautious. Interesting. But okie dokie, let's not go down that stairwell. No, not that one we said. This one? There's the one. The only safe stair left on this side of the dungeon. And hopefully we can run into that two-headed ogre on their own and in a slightly more manageable, workable position on top of that. Would be nice. For now, we'll take a few steps away. I think we will tank one hit from our flame. I thought that we could take a hit and it would burn out. Or begin to burn rather, not burn out is the thing. Huh. Well, making some kind of mistake here that we accidentally had figured out last time around, but that's a-okay. Just doing it for funsies anyway, not at all necessary to make it through these fights, and instead, let's just use Sticky Flame to let the yaks burn themselves out. And perfect. Much in a similar boat here, we'll let the centaur approach us so that we don't have to rely on our foxfires blocking vision. We can instead just take you out. And now it's time to find our ogre friend. Hello, sir. We do have this nice hallway up here to take advantage of. So let's run away, start a fire. Oh geez. Oh, he's too strong. He doesn't care. Just absolutely tanks the flame hit. Not grand. But let's try it again. I mean, you're lower health this time. There's no way you feel comfortable facing off there, right? Perfect. Managed to take out the two-headed ogre. With only minor difficulties there, we can move on. It is a bit of a show as to what's to come as we make our way deeper in the dungeon, of course. It's becoming slightly less manageable as we run into stronger opponents. Things like an Orc Warrior with a halberd is an absolute no-go when we're surrounded by other enemies and taking smite damage and the like. So we'll just get the heck out of there. Go back to a couple of yaks that we apparently left unperturbed up here. Take out those sons of guns, and let's find our last unexplored stairwell, and hopefully it takes us to a slightly better position here. I mean, not really, but kind of. At least only the Orc Warrior is coming for us this time. And then we can just take a step back, load up on the foxfires, and there we go. Much more better. Poison darts, you can take out entire packs with the flame column in a corridor. When the blocks start throwing poison darts, when it's poison, they have a tendency to breach the flame column. I mean, definitely would work as well. Fortunately for us on this run, the sticky flame combo also just deals enough damage over time to really lay down the hurt and not have too much trouble. But that is why we have all these tools at our disposal, so that they can be used in any potential predicament. This is not an ideal situation for us. We're only getting one foxfire per cast. Not great. Is it even worth it for me to try and kill you, vampire? Should I just leave you alone for now? No, it's probably worth it. The flame will burn out soon, and they'll come out. Let's just fill the room. No? That's not going great, hey? And of course, they do heal a pretty decent amount when they get off a hit. Oh, and they confused me. Crap. I didn't know you could do that. I should have been paying attention to when we right-clicked you. It's something I always forget, because usually by the time I run into vampires, I'm looking a little better in terms of either consumables or innate resistances of different kinds. Let's try and drink something. We immediately turn ourselves into a tree. I was hoping for curing, of course, but that's cool. As we get more confused, you know what? We just have to start drinking more potions here. Heal wounds, and a whole bunch of them to boot. That's kind of nice. I think I will go for one more drink here. Perfect. Definitely hoping to get exactly that. And now we have really nice negative energy resistance thanks to our tree form. So it is a good situation to just take on the vampire. Not too bad. Hey, Lost Zode. Oh, we're tier 2 species now, getting hectic. It's getting there. We're finally into the point of the game where things start to look interesting. I guess humans kind of put aside. Slightly less unique and very much just all-encompassing to whatever strat we decide to go into, thanks to the all-around aptitudes. But very excited for what's to come here. And ooh. Can I get you into the teleport trap? Probably not worth it. Let's instead just get a Conjure Flame. And what else? Could start some poison. Could start launching off some Foxfires. Again, when we're in this hallway, it's not ideal. This hallway is a little bit too long. We can't get that nice corner strat going. But definitely not the end of the world, especially since I think you will just walk through our fire when you're at full health, right? That's what we learned earlier. Let's see if you operate the same way as your previous friend. We'll throw out a dart just to get slightly more damage coming down, and then we'll pull out a little loop-de-loop. Light you on fire with Sticky Flame. Of course we fail it. That's cool. Also don't have quite the distance required to get off another Conjure Flame, but there we go, much better. And now we do have the ideal corner situation. Of course, as we just were talking about, Ogre's slightly too strong. Doesn't give too much of a dang about our Conjure Flame, but still managed to put out a little bit more damage and finish them off with some Sticky Flames. And that's a nice amount of experience, as we saw a few different skills pop up into the readout there. Hello, friend. For you, we do something special. We Conjure Flame, we step, we step. There we go. We've gotten the little Conjure Flame triangle strat down pat. Ain't nobody getting around us. Here we can definitely bring out a flame. I don't like this Boulder Beetle. We unfortunately don't have a lot of great tools at our disposal. Something like a blink isn't quite gonna do it because of how quickly they roll. Maybe we will just go for some poison here, at least attempt to. Please, sir. Stop. The Boulder Beetle is keeping up with us. As soon as it starts rolling, it will overtake us relatively quickly, and we are far away from stairs. So what do we wish to do here? Could initiate an early teleport. Could just try and tank it, turn ourselves into a tree. We have healing at our disposal. Might be possible. I mean, doing a blink, we get the 50-50 shot of heading back this way. We're in the clear. If we get sent this way, things are looking poorly. We can try to just take a few more steps. I think with it at the edge of our vision, it's not wanting to roll into a ball because then it'll lose sight of us. So that's a bit of an interesting mechanic with AI. And perfect. Let's just head out of there for now. There's no need for us to continue pushing, struggling in the main dungeon, and let's instead just head back up to our lair and see how things are looking on this side of the situation. We also, I didn't even realize, picked up a +6 Ring of Int. So let's replace our Dexterity one with that. That'll help with all of our casting. Looking pretty nice. And speaking of our casting, I think we're going to start training Blink some more because I'm liking this armor strategy that we have going for us right now. And the Swamp Dragon armor is definitely something that we'll be holding on to for the next little while here. Perfect. Just had to check my phone real quick here. And let us, I think, just head down right after we finish the train of thought, because like we were saying, we want Blink online, so I think I'll train slightly more translocations here. bringing it up to 3 or 4. We won't always have the +6 in, so it might be better just to bring it up all the way to 4 and try and get that a little bit more consistent here. So we immediately run into a cane toad, who's going to be a bit of a pain. I mean, with just you, I think we want to bring you upstairs, light you on fire, and then we can use some fancy blink strats to keep this son of a gun at reach here. Perfect. The two-headed ogre has not been injured. They will breach the flame. In those instances, lay down 4 consecutive flame, and they breach the one you kill with sticky flame. Yeah, no, it definitely seemed to be the case here. And that does seem at first blush like a strat that would definitely work, even though the way we ended up figuring it out wasn't too shabby either, so I think I'm happy to do the usual there. Sticky flame in general is just such a solid way of outputting damage. I guess your strat would definitely put us in slightly less risk though, as we did spend a few turns right next to an angry two-headed ogre, but that is a-okay. At the end of the day, whatever gets us through. So we'll just continue backtracking a little bit with our new yak friends, using sticky flame judiciously. It's not too bad here. Continue. Head on out of here. We're just getting to the stage in the game, of course, where our foxfires, while still being able to deal a decent amount of damage, are definitely starting to fall off against the stronger enemies that we are coming across. But we should be able to keep pace with our other spells here. In fact, it's been a little bit since we checked on our memorized list, and I was just thinking about Fireball. Fireball is down to 10%. So we might want to start training fire again, get that a bit more castable. It's nice to have a slightly more consistent ranged option. Something that's undodgeable too is always nice. We also at some point picked up Ignite Poison when I wasn't looking, so that's awesome. I'm just waiting for OTR game. Whenever you want to hand it to me, I'll be more than happy. We'll learn Fireball. We will also use the equals sign here to rearrange our spells, probably switching Fireball with Blink. I don't want to accidentally hit my macro for Blink. And instead, it's nice to have stuff that's confirm cast on most of those keys, so we can switch those two around, have the Fireball ready to go at our disposal. And perfect. Did you hear that light on fire? No? No, my Komodo friend? Okay, then let's instead wake you up. Nope. Nope, nope. Run away. Cool, cool, cool. But we can employ the usual strategy here, using blinks to gain a little bit of extra distance. Not quite enough this time around, eh? Do need those 3 spaces, unfortunately, so we will instead run away, blink once more, and now that we have the requisite amount of space, we can bring in a flame, let our friend walk straight into it, light them on fire in multiple different varieties, multiple different flavors, and perfect. Oh geez, he random energy towards me, you son of a gun. Sweet. Try our best to do another blink strat here. Might as well do a similar thing where we let them come next to us, light them on fire while they're standing in fire so they can be on fire while on fire. And perfect. Ooh, maybe we'll check out what this mace does. Just in case it's something spectacular. Exactly the same as what we were just using. That's a-okay, we'll move on without picking it up for now. I guess the War Axe should get the same treatment, plus 3 War Axe. It's a potential, it's a potential. Ooh. Hello, my Oak Club friend. Can I cheese you? You won't fire through the bush. Can I fireball around the corner in a way that doesn't hit the bush? Not so much. If I get creative with it, can I... Unfortunately, don't think I can fully cheese this one. Oh, never mind, I can. Just need to take one more step back. Perfect. So our line of sight to the Oak Club right now is blocked by the plant, and we're able to just throw in a bit of an AoE spell around the corner. try to output enough damage to take them on here. Oh, and I do believe, yes, my music paused as my headphones are hijacked here. Receiving a call. There we go. Back online, and disconnect my headphones from my phone for the time being here, just while we're on stream. Doesn't look like we're outpacing the healing on the Elk Club here, so we might have to reset the fight and just hope for slightly better rolls. I think our fireball is technically strong enough to take them out. I know we could definitely pillar dance with our flame there. Fortunately, we seem to be in a half decent position even without it, so I think we're doing okay. Instead, we will probably keep doing what we're doing, but it's always nice, yeah, to have multiple plans just in case things start to go poorly. I mean, letting them stand in the flame does let us take a couple of hits, but laying them on fire and running away is always in our playbook, to say the least. You're smart enough to run around? Not quite. There we go. It's nice to get some free gloves out of that Elk Club plant. I'm actually very happy with that setup. There's no guarantee to get something that's quite so cheesable. Usually the game is pretty good at trying to prevent that kind of thing from happening here. And okie dokie. A bunch of swarmers. These buddies could be a little bit of a pain here. I mean, we can try one fireball, see where that gets us. It does almost kill the polar bear right off the rip. So I think we will stick around, at least for a few more casts here, trying to take out everything as they approach. We're making a lot of noise too, which, well, normally can be a little bit rough. It's kind of nice when you aren't necessarily planning on staying with that stairway, because now we've drawn all the enemies to that downstairs. You can head over somewhere else and try and explore either the rest of the level without them impeding our progress, or come at them from another more spacious setup at the very least. And perfect. Blink Frogs absolutely countered by our dancing flames there. Here we can try out the pillar dance, which definitely works. No problems there whatsoever. But I don't mind, again, summoning the Conjure Flame and letting them just walk right into it. Very much works in my book too. Makes them take slightly more damage, even if it's not safer by any stretch of the imagination. It is pretty quick at taking them down. And the less moving we have to do can sometimes be to our advantage, if just because we want to avoid finding ourselves in situations where we're running into new enemies as we're trying to sprint away from our current fight, of course. Can you use that same setup with a Fulminant Prism or Ally against monsters? Nice, that's very sweet to know. Fulminant Prism is one of those spells that I need to get more experience with, because so many people just completely swear by it, and it's like the best spell in the Conjuration spellbook, and I've just never really used it too much. Conjurations, I find myself far too much in love with IMB and just blasting enemies back at every opportunity. So that's definitely where I usually find myself playing here. Okie dokie. Continue to make our way. I should have known that wouldn't work, and dang it, pressed the wrong key again. Starting a bunch of fires for absolutely no reason whatsoever. My bad. Just light this son of a gun on fire in the bit more of a traditional sense with sticky flame. That works out wonderfully as well. So we find our first 7-headed Hydra. I was also doing a quick check there on our abilities to see how they were coming along in terms of failure rate. Channel Magic, super usable. Divine Exegesis, 28%. Definitely not something we want to be completely relying on in an emergency situation, but could work out at the very least. That just means that we'll be training slightly more invocations, maybe even slightly higher than the 10 there. We'll bring it up to somewhere 11, maybe 12. we'll see how the next little bit goes here. And now, to the important side of things, do I want to fight a 7-headed Hydra? We're at least at an armor class where we can negate most of the damage from the hits. We are relying on good rolls, because only at 13, of course, but it's not impossible at the very least to take on this Hydra pal. Could even try out the multiple conjure flame gambit there and see how it goes. Does deal a decent amount of starting damage. Let's risk it. Let you come next to us, light you on fire, and rinse and repeat here. As long as we're not in too dangerous of a territory. Wow, did you random energy at me? Sir? How dare you? Well, not going to be quite as smooth as I was hoping for, because ideally we could have just taken a few steps away and hoped that this final sticky flame took out our Hydra pal here. Alternatively, of course, we could throw in a blink here. 4% chance of failure, love to see it. A fireball would be very likely to finish you off, though not guaranteed. I think I land on the blink. Let's just distance ourselves from the situation and then miscast fireball. So it's a good thing we didn't try and go for that play. And there we go. Second attempt manages to get it off in time. And we can hopefully heal up. Nobody else come up on us? Perfect. We will continue on here. Again, Foxfire doing absolute wonders against the Blink Frogs as they move about all over the screen. It's funny, last time around I'm pretty sure we relied a lot more heavily on Sticky Flame for dealing with them, because we had them coming adjacent to us and then teleporting out. Nowadays they're not even getting within striking distance. I feel like the Blink Frogs aren't quite as intelligent as they used to be. That's at least how personal anecdotal bias would paint it for us, eh? But the rest of the layer floor here not going too badly. That 7-headed Hydra was ideally the toughest challenge that we'll have to come across here. I spoke too soon. A dragon is not great for us. I mean, we're at least completely resistant to your poison. Oh, but they're smart. They filled a space with their own clouds. They've played this game before. But we'll let them stand in the Conjure Flame, take themselves out. No problems there. Let's cast another one. Oh, that Cane Toad? Hello, sir. There we go. I thought you might notice us.